Hi everyone, welcome back to Kat's Book Corner, where we talk about all things book and bookish. Now, this week is going to be a little different than what it was in weeks past. One, it's a little late, to be honest, but back at school and I'm having exams, so I haven't had time to read any books. I finished the Armageddon Code. I did finish that one, but I haven't started any others, so I feel like it would be a waste of time to just talk about one book. So I decided I'm going to do a tier list about all different types of book tropes. So let's get started. Okay, the first one, the top one, is Inject This Into My Veins, something I would read every single time. Then there's Love It, but it's alright. Then Good When Done Right, because if it's done wrong, I will hate it. I really don't feel any way about this. Don't really matter. Pass. Wouldn't touch it. Then wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Self-explanatory. Never read it. Don't know about it. Maybe interested. And then never read it. Doubt I'll be interested. Because there are a few that I've never read before. Okay, let's get started. Let's see. Abusive parents. I don't feel any way about this. I mean, there are some books that I've read that have had this, like Harry Potter, but they don't really count as parents. They're more like abusive guardians. So I don't really feel a particular way about it, but so I'll put it in don't really feel any way about this. Accidental Pregnancy. I've actually never read it, but I've heard not great things about it, so never read it. Doubt I'll be interested in it. Then there's Bad Boy, Good Girl. I do like that. So I will put Love It. It's not my favorite trope, but it is one that I do really like. Age gap. Good when done right, because there are some that are awesome, like the fantasy age gaps where like they're 1,000 and 18, like those ones I like. But if it's like the weird ones where it's like 40 and 18, not really a big fan of those. So good when done right. Bad Girl, Good Boy. I like that one as well. Also not one of my favorites, but I do love it, so it'll go right next to Bad Boy, Good Girl. AI robots. I've read like I think one, and I can't really remember it, but I think a little interested, so maybe put it in never read it, but interested. Ally turned antagonist. Let's see. I like that one because it's one of the opposite of one of my favorite tropes, but I do like that one as well. So I will put it in good when done right, because there is a way for it to not be good. Like, there are some that it doesn't make sense why they would become an antagonist. But if it's done right, it is actually really good. Amnesia. I don't like it. So pass. I mean, it's not one I hate entirely, but not a big fan. Antagonist turned ally. One of my favorites. And I love, because I was watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, the cartoon. I was rewatching it last night, and I love Zuko's redemption arc, because he was my favorite character in book 1, and he was my favorite character at the end when he had his whole redemption arc. I loved it, so inject this into my veins. That's where that one will go. Apocalypse. Good when done right, because I read plenty of Apocalypse books, and I do like them, but they're not my favorites, so good when done right. Arranged marriage. I don't think I've read enough of these to have an opinion on it, so I'll put it, I do like the ones I've read, so I'll put it in I don't feel any way about this, because I haven't read enough. Ooh, I do love this one. Avenging Dead Family and Friends. I do like that one. So I will put it in Love It. Beautiful main character but doesn't know it. I don't like this. I don't like those, like, I'm not like the other girls tropes. I really don't like those. So I'll put it in Wouldn't Touch It with a 10-foot pole because I really do hate it. Betrayal. I like that. I love it when there's like a betrayal and it shocks you. So I'll put it in Love It because there are better ones. Child of main character sequel. I've never read it, but I might be interested. So I'll put it there. Okay, let's see. Chosen One. I love Chosen One, but sometimes it's not done right. Harry Potter, great, like, showing of the Chosen One. So I will put good when done right. Billionaire Romance. I've read, I think, 2. I don't feel any way about them because I also don't think I've read enough. Same with boarding school. I mean, I've read Harry Potter and that's a boarding school, but other than that, I haven't really read any, but I do like them. Body Swap. Not a big fan, so I'll put it in pass. Let's see, Bodyguard Romance. Never read one, but it is on my TBR to read one. So I will put never read, perhaps interested. Father's Best Friend Romance. I don't feel any way about that. I read a bunch like that, but not enough to really form an opinion. Bully Romance. Good when done right, because I do like bully romances. Because there are some where it's just, you can tell it's just bullying for bullying and there's no romantic feelings behind it. But there are some where you can tell the bullying is, well, because they're shy and actually do have a crush. But I don't like it when it's just bully for bully and then they realize they like them. I like it when they have feelings in the beginning but don't know how to express them. So good when done right. Crazy Ex. Maybe interested. I don't know. Main character dies at the end. No, I don't like it when the main character dies because I don't like to cry at the end of a book. Coming of age. I love coming of age stories, like Harry Potter. I keep bringing that up, but it is true. Do you love them? I think they're really good, so love it. Controlling dystopian government. I've read a couple like this. I've read Divergent, and I've actually never read The Hunger Games, but it is on my TBR to read eventually. So, good when done right, because there are ways to mess it up. Don't end up together. Hate it. Unless I know going in. If I know going in that they're not going to end up together, I'm alright with that. But if, like, I'm counting on them getting together, that's one of the reasons I didn't like Gideon the Ninth, because it was set up that Gideon and Hera would eventually get together, but then they didn't because Gideon died. I didn't like that. So pass. Dragons. Inject this into my veins. I love dragons. I've read Game of Thrones, and as you all know, I recently bought Fourth Wing. So I love dragons. Curse, Wish Gone Wrong. Don't feel any way about that. I do like curses, so. Damsel in Distress. I don't like Damsel in Distress, so pass. Because I like it when the character is strong and doesn't need anyone to save them. They can save themselves. Or they learn how to save themselves, not in the beginning at least. Dark-haired, hot male villain. Yes. Injected into my veins. Same with the dark, mysterious, brooding love interest. Dead / missing girl. I'll put it in love it because I've only read one story, but it was 5 stars for me. Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I really, really liked it. And it was all about the missing girl. Well, dead girl. Dead parents. Good when done right. Because there are some where the dead parents just don't seem to have a reason to be for being dead. So. Death threats, murder attempts. I do like that. So inject that into my veins. I love that kind of story. Diary writing style. I don't feel any way about this because I've only read 1 or 2 that are told like that, so it's not really something that I thought about. Drunken confessions. Pass. I don't like it when only one person knows the truth and they don't really know if it was meant. I don't like that trope. Enemies to lovers, my favorite. Grumpy sunshine. Good when done right. Huge height difference. I don't really feel any way about this. Ex BFF to popular mean girl. I think pass. Don't think so. Fairy tale retelling. I love fairy tale retellings. I actually, I think a couple months ago read Hooked. Like the dark romance retelling of Peter Pan, where Wendy and Hook get together. I really liked that. So I do like fantasy retellings. I've read a bunch, so I'll put it in love it. Fake relationship. Good when done right, because there are ones that aren't great. But, so I will put it in good when done right. Main character. I will put this one in. I don't feel any way about this. Forbidden love. I love forbidden love. I think it's always so good to see how far they'll claw their way in order to be together. I will put it in love it because I know where the next one's going. Found family is, I think, my favorite trope of all time. I love found family. Like in Naturals, like when they're just bouncing off each other and like you know that they feel like they're family. Oh, I love it. Forced proximity. I do like that, so I will put it in love it. I just love it when they're near each other and they can't get away. I think it's so fun. Friends to lovers. Don't feel any way about this because most stories are like that. Heist, one of my favorites also, so inject it into my veins because one of my favorite books, Six of Crows, is found family and a heist. It's my favorite book I've ever read. High school, I don't feel any way about this because normally that's just a side plot and it doesn't really matter, so. Looks like they could kill you is a cinnamon roll. Good when done right, because if like they fall, that it's a cinnamon roll too early and the threatening, there wasn't really a point to it, then I don't like it. But if there's like a kind of point to why they look like they can kill you, I do like it. So good when done right. Okay, looks like they could kill you. They could. I love that. Because I always like when there's someone who's super strong and like is choosing not to kill anyone. It's just like, I don't want to. I do like that. I hate everyone but you. Good when done right, because sometimes it's not great when they're like, I hate everyone but you, and you know they don't mean it, but like if they actually mean it. Same with Immortal Mortal, because some aren't exactly that good. Because it'll end badly if it's in mortal, but sometimes if it's done correctly, it'll end good, and you don't have to cry at the end because one of them's gonna die. So, good one done right. Let's see. Insta-love, love at first sight. I hate it. I hate love at first sight because I don't believe in it. I believe in attraction at first sight, but I don't believe in love at first sight. Knife to the throat. I love it. I love it. So I will put it up and inject it into my veins. Let's see. Letters, writing style. I don't feel any way about this because I don't think I've read enough. Read enough for this to be enough. Long Lost Royal. I love this one because there are some little things that I like about it. I think it's cute and I think it fits a lot of stories. It's not my favorite trope, so it'll just go and love it, but I do like it. Looks like a cinnamon roll, could kill you. I like this one, but also it has to be done right because if it's the same thing with looking like a cinnamon roll, but same thing with looking like they could kill you, but is a cinnamon roll. Because if they reveal that information too quickly, I'm not really a fan of it. I like it to be drawn out, where like you think you can trust this person, but actually no, you can't. So I will put it in good if done right. Looks like a cinnamon roll is one. Don't feel any way about this. I love when there's a cute side character. Love triangle, pass. I'm not a fan of them, but I've read a couple. I'm also reading The Naturals, which I know is a love triangle, because I sometimes like the person that she doesn't end up with, and it's kind of annoying. So pass. Mafia romance. Don't feel any way about this. Multiple POVs. I love that, so I will put it and inject it into my veins because I do love it when it has multiple POVs. Because then there's actually stuff that I like. Let's see. Mutual pining. I also love that. Magic Academies. I do love that. Harry Potter is one of my favorites. And I am starting the Zodiac Academy soon. And that I know has a magical academy. So put that up there. Makeover. Not really a fan. I'm just not really a fan of that. So I will put it in pass. Mates. Never read it. Don't really think I'm interested. Meet cute. Don't feel any way about that. I hate the mirror description. It's the same with beautiful main character doesn't know it. I don't really like it. So I will put it, I'm going to touch it with a 10-foot pole. I hate miscommunication. It is my least favorite trope. Because it's literally the 5th Harry Potter book. If they all talked it out, nothing would have happened. And stuff wouldn't have happened. It frustrates me. Misfit outsider main character. Good one done right because it can be done wrong where it's just like, oh, woe is me. And I don't like that. I like it when they are at least trying to do something like Zuko from Hereditary Last Airbender. Because he's a misfit. But like, he doesn't know he's a misfit. He just like, why am I so bad at being good? He's my favorite character in that. So I'll put him in good when done right. Multi-generational story. I've never read it. I might be interested. Mysterious new guy. Good one done right, because if they just reveal the mysterious new guy as a nobody, then what was the point of even caring? Next door neighbor romance. Never read it, so might be interested. One of us saves the other's life. I love that one. It's one of my favorite tropes. So I will put it in love it. Opposites attract. I do like it when opposites attract. I think it's always fun. So I will put it in love it. Normal main character, paranormal love interest. Good when done right, because it can be done wrong. Because there are some where it's just like, oh, it doesn't matter that he's paranormal. I like there to be some fear. Not fear, I don't think that's the right word. But some, like, thinking that it's, maybe I shouldn't choose the paranormal love interest, like the Vampire Diaries, where it's Elena and she doesn't know if she should actually date the vampires when she has a perfectly available human option. So good when done right, I think. Not like other girls. I hate it. Old warrior reluctantly helping the main character. I really like this one. But it has to be done right. Because in the Spider-Man book I read, he gets taught by Ezekiel, this old spider totem warrior, who doesn't want to help him at first and even kind of sells him out, but then in the end he sacrifices himself for him. I do really like that. So good when done right. Omegaverse. Never read it. I don't think I'm interested. One bed and one horse. I'll put them because they're like the same. I don't really feel any way about them, so I'll put them both there. One of us is dead. I hate that trope. Like where they're ghost. It's like the same in Vampire Diaries where he's trying to date Bonnie, who's a ghost. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. She's a ghost. So pass. One of us famous. Never read. Maybe interested. Paranormal. Don't feel any way about it because there are some I like, some I don't. So past trauma. This is gonna sound bad, but I do love past trauma, so I will put it in good when done right. Second chance romance. Never read it. Maybe I'll be interested. Secret relationship. I do like a secret relationship, and so good when done right. Prophecy. Now I'm gonna put this in pass, even though I like Harry Potter and there is a big prophecy element in that. But it's like what Dumbledore says in the 6th book. The prophecy only counts if you put stock in it. If you don't put stock in it, it doesn't matter. That's what I kind of like about the prophecy, where it doesn't matter unless you put stock in it. So I'll put it in pass. Rags to riches. Don't know how I feel about that, so. Rebellion. I actually really do like it. It's when I've read the Lunar Chronicles when I was a kid, and like them on the moon, and they're forming the revolution to stop I forget her name, but the queen. I really liked that. I really do like it when there's a revolution. So I will put it in love it. Let's see. Reluctant hero. Good when done right, because it can be done wrong, which I don't like. Because if it's done wrong, it just makes it seem like they want everyone to die. Like a reluctant hero is someone who knows eventually they'll have to do it, but they don't want to at the time. So good when done right. Okay, I do like when riches to rags is done right. Because I don't like rags to riches, because I think it's just a Cinderella story, and I've read enough of them to not really form an opinion, but riches to rags is where they have everything and it's tossed down. I read a book, I think it was called Illusion of Thieves. I can't really remember. But like she was like this high up member in the court and was like basically thrown back down to help her brother, and she had to like figure her way out through that world again. I really liked that one, so good when done right. Right person, wrong time. Not interested, but I've never read it, so. Rivals to lovers. Don't feel any way about it, because it's not as good as the enemies to lovers, obviously, but it's close, so. Royals. I do like royals, so I will put it up and love it. Let's see. Self-loathing protagonist. Okay, this is gonna sound awful, but one of my new favorite shows is Hell of a Boss, and Blitz is my favorite character, and he has so much self-loathing, and it just makes him such like an interesting character because of it. So I'll put it in love it because I do like it. Okay, single parent. I don't feel any way about this, so I will put it in. I don't really know how I feel about this. Tending to Wounds. Oh, I think it's so cute because it's one of my favorite movies when I was a kid, Beauty and the Beast, where like they finally get together and she's like caring for him and like wrapping his wounds and like they yell at each other. I think it's cute, so I'll put that up and love it. Let's see, treasure hunt, race. That's kind of like the same thing with a heist because that was like what Six of Crows was like. Because it was like a treasure hunt to find this specific thing and they were like racing to figure out who did it first. If it was Pekka Rollins or Kaz. Oof. So I'll put it up in, inject it into my veins. Let's see, slow burn. When it's done right, it's good. I mean, I wouldn't call the Ginny Harry slow burn a good one, but the Ron and Hermione slow burn, where like they both have feelings for each other, but like it takes forever for them to finally admit it to each other. I like that. I do like a slow burn when it's done correctly because it can be done wrong. Soulmates. Don't really know how I feel about this, so I will put it in. Don't really feel any way about it. Sports romance. I never read it. Doubt I'm interested because I don't like sports. I mean, I will try it eventually because I will try a lot of other themes and books, but not really sure. Spunky Comic Relief BFF. I love it. I love those ones because I love Styles. He's my favorite character in Teen Wolf. I love it when there's like a spunky comic relief character. But I do kind of like it for them to sometimes have a story, like outside, so I'll put it in good when done right. Strong, sarcastic, female main character. I love that one, so inject it into my veins. It's one of my favorite tropes where she's the strong one. Let's see, Summer Fling, never read, maybe interested. Super sassy protagonist. Good one done right because it can be done wrong where it just comes off as super mean and not sassy, just saying all the mean things. So, teacher student. Never read it. Don't think I'm interested. Unrequited love. Never read it, but I don't want to read it. I like it when things are reciprocated. Vampire werewolf. Don't really feel about it thus because I've read a couple, but villain's point of view, one of my favorites, so I inject this into my veins because that's basically what Six of Crows is because they're all villains. Then I read a book where it was the villains and the heroes POV and I was like, I kind of like this, so it is one of my favorites, so I will inject it into my veins. Okay, we have two more. Who Did This to You and Workplace Romance. Never read a workplace romance, so maybe interested, so I'll put that one there. But Who Did This to You? It is one of my favorites because Kaz does it to Inji. And it was one of my favorite things about that book because they were my favorite, like, will they, won't they? And then I know they won't because Kaz can't get over his intimacy issues. So I will put it in, inject this into my veins. So here is the tier list. The ones I have injected into my veins. Love it. Good when done right. Don't really feel any way about this. Pass. Wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole. Never read it. Don't know. Maybe I'll be interested. Never read it. Doubt I'll be interested. Well, it was nice for you all to join me and look at my tier list. if you agree or disagree with my opinions. Let me know in the comments below, because we can all have different opinions and they're all valid. So if you liked this, please comment, like, and subscribe. Bye.